smooth, okay, on the top, but you'll notice it's still loosey-loosey on the bottom. So we want to give that a nice mix, a scrape. Okay, now, you folks at home, if you've made muffins before, you'll notice that this is a lot stiffer than the most muffin batter you're used to making. And that's because, these are very cakey type muffins, and there's a very high percentage of fat in them. I mean, you saw how much butter I put in compared to how much flour went in. Okay, so that's your first indicator right there that these are going to be very, very rich and delicious. So we'll give that a little quick mix again.
However, that is flavor.
There you go. All right, so now look at how nice and smooth that is. That's beautiful. See? There we go. Very nice. Okay, now, before I take that off of there, okay, so basically this is plain muffin batter right now. And I could do all kinds of things to it right now. I could put some blueberries in. I could put some cranberries with some chopped pecans in there. I could probably put some cappuccino flavoring in there, maybe some chocolate chips, and make it into a, chocolate mocha type of thing. Yum. Okay, so there's all kinds of different ways we can use this batter. Now, for tonight, I'm going to do peaches, okay? And sometimes, now in the past, I've used frozen IQF peaches, those frozen slices you get at the grocery store. Those are really fantastic, but I've found that if you, basically, do your batter and scoop them all off and everything, those frozen little peaches, they keep the muffin from baking. So I've gone to the, a canned peach here. Okay, now these are nice and firm yet, so they're not going to get all mushy as you bake them in the oven in your muffin batter. All right, so now let's see, there's 5 pieces in here. I think that we can do all of them, really. We'll make it really, really peachy. Okay, so now, also, one of the things about peaches that you want, instead of doing just slices, you actually want to do little cubes. Okay, so I'm taking each slice, and I'm just going 2 by 2. And there we go, right in. Okay, so we'll do this. 1, 2, and then 1, 2. So you got 9 pieces. And then they're cubes and chunks. Now, the reason being, the reason I don't like to use actual slices for peaches is because a big slice, laying across the batter, it makes a separation, and the muffin actually splits. It makes such a wide separation, in between the batter that's under the peach slice and the batter that's over the peach slice that generally just slips off and, makes a mess. So that's why I like doing them in cubes. And likewise, if you were doing, any kind of blueberry or raspberry or cranberry, the whole fruit would be best. Okay, because that way it's the shape. Okay. All right, last one here. I'll get that one done. Maybe one more. Okay. Now, the key here is to not overmix it. Okay? Again, do not overmix it. So, I'm going to put I'm basically going to go, and that's it. Okay? And I'm going to be basically turning it off before I even watch it get going. Okay? It needs to be that fast. Any other mixing can be done with the spatula as I, clean the paddle off and clean out the bowl. Okay, so that's about it. Spinny, just once. It's really, really easy to overdo it at this point, and that's what you want to avoid. Okay, so we'll just pull this off. We'll use our finger to get all the batter off the the paddle. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, put that over here. Just get that out of my way, excuse me. All right, so I want to clean the table. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this right off of here. Okay, so now I'm going to use my spatula and get down to the bottom. Notice as I do, I'm putting that final mix on to get the fruit pretty much even. See? It's pretty much all the way through. Okay, and now, we'll just leave that right there for now. Okay, so I want to use my cupcake pan. And we definitely want to line these guys. If we just, sprayed these, they're not coming out. So you got to use a paper, okay? There's no need to spray the pan before you put the papers in, okay? That little bit, your muffin isn't going to stick around the ridge too much. If it does, you can always peel it off or pry it off with a butter knife. So anyway, now I'm going to use my scoop, and I'm going to very carefully make sure I got a little bit of batter and a couple of chunks of peach, and maybe a little bit more batter, and notice it's a little bit humped over, okay? And we'll pop it in there, and look at that. It humps over a little bit. Now, these are going to grow, and they're going to have crowns, okay? Just so you know, you don't want to put any more in than that, okay? Now, keep in mind, if you have one muffin that has a lot of peach in it, and not as much batter, okay, what's going to happen is it's not going to rise. And there's, it's just going to be a big mush ball, okay? The batter is what gives the muffin its structure, and the fruit is what gives it its flavor, okay? So you got to find that balance. And I find that, 2-3 pieces, well, 3-4 pieces in each one is good, but I make sure that they're on the inside, and I'm trying to make sure that you can at least see one peach on the surface of each one, okay? And that's going to caramelize nice and be awfully darn yummy. Okay, so...
Hey, John, I'm thinking the people at home would probably ask, what if you were using fresh peaches, like freshly peeled and all the king instead of sitting in a can?
Well, the thing about that is that you'd want to cook them first. Okay, they're going to be too crisp. They're not going to cook down. If you use fresh peaches, you can peel them and all that and cube them up, but they're going to stay crunchy and they're going to taste raw in your muffin.
Okay.
Okay. You really want to have, these have been, I don't want to say, processed, but they've been through, a procedure that's going to extend their life, but in the same time, it kind of breaks them down so that you don't have the crispness in the front, so that they're more tender. Exactly.
Okay.
So, and likewise, frozen peach slices would do the same thing because they've been frozen. Okay. So that's my take on that. All right. So I got to give a shout out to Miss Madeline. Okay. Madeline, some of these muffins are for you. She loves peach muffins, and dear friend of the family. And I want you to know that here we go. Okay? So there you go. Put that in there. Oh my goodness. Look at this. It's like a perfect even dozen with just a little bit left over.
Well, it's no secret. Peaches are my favorite fruit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if I had put a little less peach in, I would probably be right on the money, but they wouldn't be as good. So I'd rather have a little extra batter and have them be really, really peachy. Okay, so now this